Okay, hi everybody. I'm Grant Cayley, the Chief Technologist for NetApp in the UK and Ireland. And today I'm going to talk to you about how you can optimize public and private clouds compute and storage costs with NetApp Cloud Insights. There's a link here at the bottom of the slides, so if you're interested in more information, please do click on that, and that will give you access to further info. So I guess the first challenge that Cloud Insights is really looking to address is the fact that customers and yourselves are now deploying data and IT across not just the data center, but across AWS, Azure, and Google, and actually gaining visibility across all of these environments is very complex and very difficult to do. It's very difficult because each environment has its own tooling, its own reporting. How do you gain a kind of a normalized, consistent view across all of these environments? And that's really where Cloud Insights comes into the fore. It's built to solve these challenges and problems that you would have from a management and alerting reporting perspective. And the difference, I suppose, with Cloud Insights compared to other products is that it really focuses on not just looking at a collection of disparate capabilities and objects and platforms, but actually building the relationship between all these technologies so that you can actually look at these environments in totality and see the connections, the relationships between different objects and entities. And then it really helps you manage those at scale. You can literally add in items and capabilities, and the product will scale across and deliver capabilities for that. Cloud Insights itself is a SaaS platform. It's deployed very easily. It's a passive tool, so you don't need to have any agents installed. You just need credentials to the various environments that you wish to manage. So it really provides a lot of value. The thing that it really focuses on is really three areas, I suppose. The first is looking at how can it monitor your existing hybrid IT infrastructure. How can it help you reduce the time to solving problems, getting through issues very much easier? So very much focused on the kind of operational nature, I suppose, of managing IT across a hybrid landscape. The second part is really looking at the kind of financials of that landscape, I guess. How can I look at the costs of on-premise, of cloud environments, and really put in place a tool which can help me reduce the cost of deploying infrastructure across all of these environments, and then optimizing that environment as we go forwards. Because one of the challenges, as we all know, of the public cloud is that you pay literally for every resource you use on a monthly basis. And therefore keeping control of that, as well as keeping control of your on-premise environment, is really important. And actually being able to see the comparison between the two from a cost perspective is really significant in terms of helping with migrations, decisions of moving to the cloud or not. That Cloud Insights delivers is really helping you deploy into the cloud, and to do that more detect things that are happening in your cloud environment or your on-premise environment as well, actually, and make sure that you're able to detect when there's issues with those, when there are anomalous things that are happening that are maybe authorized from a security and a permissions perspective, but are outside the kind of normal activity that people should be doing. So ransomware is a good example of this. And Cloud Insights will help you look at those security threats and provide intelligence and then be able to take actions on the back of that. So Cloud Insights is really different from other, I'd call them SRM tools, but Cloud Insights is much more than that. What it firstly is a tool, because it's a SaaS product, it's a tool which automatically scales as your environment does. So you don't have to go in and size the technologies, you just literally launch the service, add in more data sources, which are what you want to monitor, and it just expands itself to provide that capability. And that's really important. It takes all of the effort out of doing that. Once it has that information across the platforms you've deployed on-premise and the cloud, storage arrays, servers, virtualization stacks, containerization, cloud resources, it builds an end-to-end analytical view or topology, if you like, of the complete environment. So now you can segment per application, for example, a slice of infrastructure that sits all the way from the application, the virtual machine it sits on, the hypervisor, the switch, the fabric, the storage arrays, the servers, all the way down to give you a proper topological view that can be sliced and diced per application. And that then gives you the ability of drilling into performance, capacity, cost, whatever the metric is that you want to do. With that knowledge, it will then enable you to be able to efficiently and for performance, optimize that environment to ensure applications are sitting on the correct infrastructure at the correct cost, and it will be able to generate reports to tell you when those could be moved to different environments. And that's particularly important as you look towards not just the data center, but also towards cloud and deploying into the cloud as well. It acquires data from a range of data sources. These are just the NetApp ones on the slide. It will also acquire data across the compute stack, the virtualization stack, the containerization stack. It will connect data from your public cloud environments, AWS, Azure, and Google. And all of that data will be held in a data warehouse that enables the correlation of information across those. And actually, this is a little bit of an eye chart, but this is just some of the collectors which we can deploy. So we, as you can see here, you can deploy it across your full range of on-premise infrastructure, whether it's from Dell or from IBM or NetApp or Fujitsu or Oracle or OpenStack, whether you're deploying cloud resources or applications. It has a huge range of collectors, and then it takes that information and it normalizes the view from a capability perspective across that. And that normalization is really important. So with the information and being able to correlate and build a topology, it can then give you various views into that. It first of all can provide an operational view. And here's a simple one of managing AWS EC2 compute, looking at the performance, looking at the capacities, where's hot, where's not, looking at the average latencies. And the product's very focused towards creating these kind of dashboard views to provide quick input into the information, but then to provide the ability to drill down through these points into more detail if that's what you require. And operationally, it will allow reporting, alerting, integration with services like ServiceNow, for example, for automatic ticket creation, and then actually even provide a link to the resolution of that ticket because it provides the full set of correlated information to help you with that. It will show you risks within your environment and give you an idea as to when maybe you should correct them. So for example, you're showing latency here, but it could be showing incomplete SAN paths, or it could be showing risk around about performance levels peaking out on particular environments. All of this helps you get towards resolution of a problem quicker and avoid risk in itself. That shortening of that time to resolution is really where you can correlate different stats and start to look at where the spike occurs and actually see across not just compute, but CPU and storage. You can actually start to see where the problem might be occurring. And being able to drill into that resource on the right-hand side gives you a better detailed view to be able to solve that problem quickly. Financial and cost efficiencies are really important in both on-premise and the public clouds as well. And we can provide and build reports that look at the costs of running your cloud estate versus your on-premise estate. And that efficiency capability, that ability to look into where your costs are, means you can avoid that kind of sticker shock of when the bill comes in at the end of the month. And what's really important as well is optimizing and being able to continually optimize these environments, being able to look at different capacities, storage, being able to look at maybe the appropriate use of tiering, for example, tiering between on-premise and the cloud, which NetApp can do with fabric pool technology, or tiering from cloud to cloud and making sure you're making the most efficient use of resources and applications that are sitting on the correct tier for what they need. But the other element that this tool brings is around about security and compliance, and it has the capability through a module within it called Cloud Secure that enables you to actually look at how users are accessing unstructured data. It enables you to detect when a user is doing something with that data, which they're allowed to do because the permissions are there, but which is outside the normal kind of environment of what they would actually do. So if I was a user, I have a shared area in the cloud or on premise, I'm accessing normally 2 or 3 files a day. If I suddenly started accessing 10, 20, 100 files, that could be indication of me maybe leaving the company and taking the data with me, or maybe a ransomware attack that's got access to my account. And it enables you to detect these activities, to build communities of users and who they exchange data with, and to be able to then look at the anomalies and take action based on that. Very much almost looking at the kind of moral use of data rather than the empirical use of data based on traditional security and permissions. And this feature is really important, I think, as you look towards deploying data into the cloud. So that's a very brief overview into Cloud Insights. If you're interested in the product, you can go to cloud.netapp.com. You can see the link there. But as with all of our cloud products, there's a free 14-day trial. Now, if you're a NetApp customer, the product is already free in the basic form to use for your NetApp environments that you have deployed. And if you want to add other vendor environments, you can easily click and add those. But the 14-day trial will give you full access to all of those capabilities to be able to look at the product, to see the reporting, to look at it from the operational, financial, and management reporting capabilities, and really make a decision. So I hope that was useful. Thank you.